And this is gonna be a slow start. The sun's trying to come out, but unfortunately all of this is moving in. Nice little mist, heavy fog thing. Well, with all this moisture in the air, there's not a big rush on getting the swather going because the wheat's not going to dry till the sun comes out. So we need some sun before we get the swather going, which means it's a couple hours yet before the chopper gets going. I could get the corn planter running, but then again, I don't want to suck all this moisture into the vacuum and all that big black hose that we were replacing because of all the holes. It's going to have a lot of dust in it. If I suck all this moisture in, then I'm going to have a lot of mud in it, and that's just going to cause a whole new set of problems. So, kind of in a holding pattern. I decided to pick up a quick little scrub at the truck wash. And by scrub, I mean I didn't touch it at all other than with a high pressure hose to knock the mud off. Because we're talking more rain again this coming weekend. But right now I'm running over here. We got one last ditch that's got water in it. It's, for us, it's everyone's last ditch because it is the end of the canal. But we got two pivots running over here. I'm going to go see what's happening with them. It doesn't happen often, but every once in a while you get burned by your phone app for controlling the sprinklers. So last night, when water was started coming into this pond, I told this sprinkler to fire up, putting on 1.5 inches going across that alfalfa. The message I got back was that the rate was changed to 1.5 inches, and I thought, perfect. I went to bed. Come to find out, it didn't take the start command. It just took the rate change command. So this pond is pretty dang full for this one. This is probably the fullest I've ever seen it. Or right at it. But that explains the message I got at 5:30 this morning saying the sprinkler started because Big Chief was over here pushing buttons trying to get it running. I see one little leak out on the end. I better go double check what that is. Okay, but luckily this is why we build our ponds big. So that way we can hold water. It amazes me how many people build their ponds to hold like 3 hours of water. Well, what happens if the power goes out? What happens if it's below freezing? We build our ponds big so they will hold water so we don't have to panic and all of a sudden start dumping water down the bar pit or trying to get it moved over to here, moved over to there. Just, it'll be okay. Let it go in the pond. But it's kind of one of those to each their own type deals. Would you look at that? Here comes the sun. That little cloud just blew past. That was basically a sprinkle. It was misting so heavy. Got drenched blowing off the cutter. But either way, so we've been killing, geez, it's already 9 o'clock. So we've killed 2.5 hours. Chopper's basically ready to go. Bart's gonna run that today. I'm going to get the corn planter. Let's get rolling, we got a lot to do. Got the planter up and rolling. Had to change some bearings on the openers. If you saw my video, I don't even know when it was posted. One of my other videos, I was having trouble with one of the openers down there. Took it to the shop this morning while we were waiting on everything to burn off. 3 openers needed new bearings. I got a 4th one that's close to going out. Oh, the joys of those openers. I don't know why they eat bearings so fast, but they do. Anyways, it's 11:15. I'm a whopping 18 acres into planting today. It's kind of getting to that rush point. All of a sudden, we're finally dry enough. It's go, go, go. So I'm going to see how much I can get planted the next couple days, it sounds like. Chopper crews are struggling to get going because, as you can see, our weather isn't exactly sunny and warm. It's like in the 60s and kind of partly cloudy. It's beautiful weather. It's horrible savage weather. Bart just called me and goes, "Hey, this moisture monitor is saying 75%, is that right?" I go, "Well, yesterday it was pretty dang accurate, so if it's saying 75, it's pretty close to 75. Ideally, you want 68, so that 7% moisture is a lot of water." Ugh. Alright, I'm seeing, oh, and then the real fun thing, the cell network just kind of crashed because I've lost 2 phone calls, and I've gotten used to, I just stream radio on my iPad, so I've got no radio, I've got no phone. Man, reminds me of being a little kid back before all this stuff, you know. I'm relying on this radio. I had to remember what AM and FM even meant. Okay, Big Chief just helped me get reloaded. I got a whopping 100 foot left here. Turn everything to manual. Already went too far. I had 1 row run out. And you can't have 1 row run out right here by the road because then everyone will see it. So I turned everything to manual so I can just drop the planter back here and cover up the skip. See, thinking. So now we finally switched varieties, which means I can reset that counter because that's my counter for variety. This is field number 2, so this puts me about 65 acres in on the day because 31 here. Boom, that one's done. Now, what do I want to do? Yeah, I'm going to do it right now. Before I fold up, I got to go move all my openers because the next field I'm going to is a flood field, so I got to move some dirt, get down low enough that seed will sit there nice and protected. Yeah, this will be fun. Now the worst part about moving those, because you're guessing, I dropped them about 2 inches, repinned them. Hopefully that'll make enough of a furrow. If it makes too much or too little, then you gotta get out and do it all over again. At least the setup on our old deer is just that crank, so you can go crank it down about 5 turns or whatever, go try it. Well, that didn't work, let's crank it back a turn. That's a whole lot easier than taking the catch pin off, forcing your arm between all them, trying not to cut yourself, hold it, pull the pin, drop it, reset the pin, reset the catch pin, and repeat and repeat. I guess falling behind. But now the really fun part, gonna go through town. Again, if anyone's watching this, you ever get stuck behind a farmer moving down the highway, we don't want to be there any more than you want us to be there. Please be patient. I want to go home at night just the same as you want to go home at night. Just calm down, or everyone will go home okay. Just got moved out east of town, and guess what? It's too deep. Time to go move them all again. Ah! Oh, the joys of little flood fields. Got this whopping 9 acres done. Now time to fold up, go back through town, and work on some pivots again. Now that's a good sight. Chopped this morning. She's spreading manure now. Planted tomorrow. That's what you call a turnaround. Alright, just wrapped up another 35 acre quarter circle, putting my daily total at about 115-ish. So by far, my most productive day of the year. Random side note here. I don't care what color planter you run. If you're a dealership and you're going to sell them, keep the absolute basics on hand. When I say absolute basics, I mean the lubricant for the seed. Some of them require talc, some require graphite, some require talc graphite combo. But whatever it is, when it's planting season, have more than 5 bottles on hand. And when I say bottles, I'm talking like the ones, like a 16-ounce can size bottle. That's kind of frustrating whenever you buy everything your dealership has, and at the end of the day, you've got, I think, two of them little bottles left. Hopefully they get more in quick, huh? All annoyances aside, though, I love this time of year. When the operation is humming, we got crop coming off, new crop going in the ground. It's a real good feeling. And with that, guys, I'm going to go see if any of the silage crew is left hanging around. I'll see you guys tomorrow.